And hello everyone, welcome to the Peter Draws Studio, where we are broadcasting live from Chicago, New York. On Hollywood Boulevard, it is I, Doug the Hug Sanderson Stoneville. And I am thrilled to kick off today's episode, sponsored by the Great Courses Plus. I have no idea what Peter's gonna get up to today. I'm just glad to be a part of it here. I did see him juggling pens a minute ago, but I don't know if that's part of the show or just something he does to entertain himself or relax or get ready for bed. Hope he's not going to bed right now because he has a show to do. Peter, get over here. Anyways, stick around. We're going to get right into it. Good to see all of you.
All right. Thank you. Yes, I am wearing a hoodie blanket because I do care about comfort and coziness. Thank you for joining me, everyone. In this video, I am going to test and see if indeed it is possible to make a happy pair of pens, no, scratch this first point, markers and pencils. And I'll show you which markers and which pencils we're going to be trying out. The markers, now, a lot of the times in the recent past, the markers and pencils and pens and papers and stuff I've been testing out and trying and using, which ones they have been, I don't know how to say this, the ones they have been has just mostly been determined based on, what has been sent to me, because people, various companies are like, hey, we'll send you something. I'm like, okay, send it. Go ahead, right? But this time I was like, hey, this time I want to go pick something out and then try it. So I went and I picked out these Tombow Dual Brush Markers. Now I want to try these out first of all because I'm not very good at markers. I'm not very good at markers because, well, I don't spend very much time with them. So there's just a level of unfamiliarity in the same way that if you've never stepped on a skateboard before, it would be a little bit scary as it scooted out from underneath you and you fell on your butt. So I think that might happen. I might fall on my butt a little bit with these. But so I wanted to get a little bit more comfortable. I want to toy around with them and experiment. And where's my pencil that I got? Oh, here it is. The pencil I got is really another lead holder because, well, I like lead holders. But the lead holder looks like a pencil. I thought it was kind of cute. OHTO Sharp Pencil 2.0 Japan. So here's what I plan on doing. It might not work out that way. I want to put some lead in here. I think I have some, I've got like some refills right here, right? And then do some sketching, drawing with it. Come back in with the markers, draw on top of my sketching, drawing, whatever happens with this pencil. Do the drawing with the markers. It'll pop and get vibrant, and then come back in with the pencil. Maybe do some more shading and do some final touches. And then if I really want to, I can come back in with the markers. I mean, the process could keep going, but ultimately I want to sandwich the markers with the pencil. Like the pencil is the bread and the markers are the meat, or the tuna fish salad, if you will, or the bacon, lettuce, tomato, and mayo. Now, one really great way to learn how to do new things is through video courses. The Great Courses Plus is a huge library of online subscription-based on-demand video courses. They've got something like 11,000 video lectures, well-produced, well-made, and taught by people from Ivy League schools or places like the Smithsonian and National Geographic or the Culinary Institute of America. And I was on there scrolling through all these different classes and courses they have. And I realized, right, it's really like Netflix, but for actually learning and improving yourself. And I realized that I really have always wanted to learn how to write. In my mind, I've always told myself sometime I'll write a story and illustrate it. So I searched in the search bar, writing. And there it popped up, a course on fiction writing. I was like, that's me, I wanted it. And so even just watching the first lecture, already I got excited about it. Go see what you've been wanting to learn about. thegreatcoursesplus.com/PeterDraws. Click on the link in the description to start your free trial today. Oh no, Doug, actually don't go in the fridge. Be careful in there, Doug. It's not just beverages. It's not a regular fridge. Let's open the pen up. It's not really a pen review. I'm just opening my art supplies for you here before I use them. Okay, it feels kind of plasticky. This part clicks. Oh, there's lead in it already. Perfect. Oh, I guess it's not really plasticky because this is actually wood here. I can feel it. I think it's wood. And this is a real eraser too. It's pretty cute. I like it. It's pretty cute. All right. Okay, and these pop open. I guess you're supposed to kind of keep them in the case. You know, like this is like a storage place. They're dual tipped. Yep, that's right. 2 nibs. I never knew I had so much in common with a marker. Let me hit it up with a little test here. Oh, that was a lot lighter than I expected. All right. Oh, wrong one. Wait a second. That's the one I already used. And then here's the finer one. Oh, wow. That's actually really nice. Okay. I see what I'm dealing with here. Let's hop into it. Just trying to figure out if there's anything else I need to say, but if there is, I'll say it in the commentary over the drawing part. Okay? Yes. Yes, drawing. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The paper we're using today is Tombow River. Now, I'm not going to say much about this because this is actually something I'm reviewing in another video, which, like, I've already started recording the video in which I review this paper. So, and I don't know if that video is going to be uploaded and released before or after this video. There's a whole weird thing with time dilation and time travel going on. So when you watch this, you may or may not already have seen the video in which I review this pad of paper. So just stand by or don't. Okay? All right. So this is what we're drawing on. Tombow River paper pad, A4. It's for pens and stuff. And it didn't bleed through. That's what's nice about it, right? The marker didn't bleed through, even though it's very thin paper, didn't bleed through. Okay, now drawing time. All right, so first I'll mention that this is actually not a singular drawing, but a series of drawings I'm going to do here. Sketches, scribbles. This is partly because none of them went particularly well in this video. I sat down and drew for about it's maybe 4 or 5 or 6 hours, and well, like I thought might happen, the skateboard shot out from underneath me, right? I don't have a lot of experience with doing markers. Well, first of all, right after, in the intro to the video here, as I was editing it, I noticed I corrected myself, right? I said, not pens, but markers. And then as soon as I held up the case of the Tombow Dual Tip markers, it says that they're pens on them. Well, they claim that they are pens, but to me these are very markerish things. The brush tips, of course, aren't really brushes at all. They're just like marker tips that are long, and they've been sharpened very. If you take any marker tip and sharpen it that much, it gets very wiggly at the end. I don't know what the word. It's like it can bend very easily, and it bends like a brush, right? Anyways, that's pretty much how these kind of synthetic or they're like faux brush tips. They're not individual strands like a real brush, but they kind of accomplish the same thing, and it's pretty satisfying to draw with, and you can do some interesting like kind of calligraphy, handwriting sort of stuff with them. They worked well, and the brush tip is the tip that I used the most with here to draw. And I don't know, if I had some other markers, there are a lot of different kind of marker tips you can get, like with the Copic markers if you buy them. Some of them have like chiseled tips and they're rounded tips. They're just all sorts of different markers with different tips you can get. I'm not really sure what my favorite is, but I'm not sure that the brush tips are my favorites, but they weren't awful. Anyways, despite these claiming that they're pens, I consider them markers. The other tip, the felt tip on the end, is a little bit more penny, but I'll call these markers. Okay. Anyway, so I did a few sketches. I first drew like 3 things in pencil, which you might see here, and I kept doing that because I was drawing, and as I drew with pencil, I just kept on not feeling like coloring any of these in with the markers. I would draw something with pencil, and none of them were really finished or complete or polished things, but I was trying to create something with the pencil that I would then feel excited about coming in with the markers and adding some color. And it just wasn't happening. But eventually it happened, and it was some sort of, at first it looked like a kind of a dam complex, but later as I added the color and kind of started fleshing it out, it looked like maybe like a shore, like a beach side, like maybe a cluster of buildings or a city. It kind of changed it. Drawings do that sometimes if you don't plan them out like I'm prone to do. Now, it was also very swingy, this drawing with the buildings and the trees mixed in. It kept on transforming back and forth very quickly between me feeling pretty good about it, how it was looking, pretty happy with what I was doing with the markers, and then I would just add a few more details, and then I would feel really, really discouraged, and I would wonder like how I would ever, like I was trying to figure out, it was just really discouraging. But then I would add a few more details, and it would suddenly start looking good again, and I was feeling great. But then I would keep going and add some more, and it would suddenly look awful again. So it was a little bit of an emotional and artistic roller coaster, but I don't think it really ended. Maybe it ended somewhere in the middle between one of the good feelings and one of the bad feelings, somewhere in the middle there, and that's okay. Really, the whole point of this exercise is to learn how to use the markers, learn how to combine colors on a piece of paper that looks good and feels good. Figure out, do I like doing it a little looser and sketchier? Maybe next time I do this, I want to be a little bit more careful with it, because I was going pretty quick, pretty loose with it all. And the second one I ended up adding color to. Well, then first I tried to just go in with the markers without any pencil at all, and that didn't work very well at all either. And the second one ended up to look like some sort of industrial plant, or sometimes I drive by these on the highway. I think it's maybe like a quarry or like a mill. I don't know what goes on at these places, but you see like these towers, like I don't know what they are, and then there's like these chutes going up and down. I don't know if there's like conveyor belts in there. Stuff goes up, stuff goes down. There's like piles of gravel or grain or munched up stuff. I don't know what goes on at those places. I don't know if I really want to know, because as long as I don't know what goes on at these places with silos and warehouses and pipes and tubes and conduits and stuff going everywhere, I can just endlessly imagine different things, right? I don't encourage embracing ignorance, but in this level of ignorance of not knowing what is going on at a factory like that, there is a little bit of blissfulness, right? So I like that about drawing these little factories. Same kind of feeling that I've talked about before. Like, I think the same reason people like looking at a book like the Codex Seraphinianus, right? Kind of like when we used to look through the encyclopedia and we couldn't read or something. Just kind of unknowing wonder. That's why I like drawing. I've been enjoying drawing diagrams of unknown things with little words that don't make sense, sometimes in a different unknowable language, right? Anyways, so basically the whole point of these drawings with these markers that I don't feel that comfortable using is to gradually become more comfortable with them. These are the stepping stones to future, more comfy stepping stones that I will hopefully feel more comfortable stepping on, right? These are the wobbly stepping stones that maybe I miss the stepping stone entirely sometimes. I don't know. It's okay that these don't look great. We don't beat ourselves up for these drawings, the ones that don't look terrific, that we don't feel great about, because we don't just instantly become terrific at stuff. It's okay. It's all right. But I had a good time doing it anyways, because it's good to enjoy just the process of drawing too, even if you don't like the end result. It's good to fall in love with that part of it. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Yeah. Let's go check in on Dan also. That's a good thing to do at the end of this video. All right. Dan, we're coming in. How's it going? Oh yeah, I forgot I let Jeff in here. Sometimes Jeff comes and visits Dan, I think. I think we just caught Dan in the middle of maybe grooming Dan. I mean, Dan is grooming Jeff here, they seem like a good fit in terms of size and temperament. However, it is a pretty small apartment. You can see things do get a little rowdy and messed up sometimes. Let me fix that for you. Anyways, it's good for Dan to have some company, even if it's just a camel. I'm going to try to get him some more stuff in here so we can have fun and not be so bored all the time. Anyways, don't hurt yourself, Dan. Don't fall off that chair, okay? I'll be back to check on you later. Have a good one, okay, buddy? Bye. You're not going to wave? All right. Bye, Jeff. Ow, my head. Also, check it out. Here is a little drawing I did of Dan. I think he was a few years younger when I did this. Shades. Bunch of lace at his chin. Yeah, he's looking pretty good. I might give this to him, but, I mean, this picture would take up like a whole one of his walls. It's huge. He's like this big compared to it. His face is bigger than him in this picture, so I don't know.